Entitled Parents is a place where you can put all those wonderful stories of moms or dads thinking that because they have kids, they're entitled to everything. Stories about spoiled children with their entitled parent or parents are also welcome. Alright, let's get to some new stuff. I'm only picking 5 of these so that we're gonna throw themselves out and maybe 5 or 6 stories that we're gonna do. I think entitlement might not be a best word that describes your mother, your father, or your boy or your girl. There are lots of letters to it, so. Alright, here we go. EM and ED. If you don't know what EM is entitled mother, ED entitled mom, ED is entitled dad. Okay? EM entitled mom, ED entitled dad. Alright, this story is fairly tame compared to the other stuff here, but it still belongs here. Just saying I'm on mobile, blah blah. You know what I mean. Ha, some way. Okay, backstory. I recently went to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park on vacation, as I'm currently on spring break. Now, if you want to bet, I happen to go there. There's a huge habitat full of birds called lorikeets. I'll leave a picture in one of my hand if I can figure out image. Where during their feeding time, you can go in and feeds them nectar. You're supposed to stick your hand out with it cupped around nectar, while the lorikeet lands on your arm and eats it. On to the story. I was really struggling to get a bird to eat. So was EM and ED. Nectar was in their daughter's hand. She couldn't have been more than 2 years old. Finally, I got one, and as soon as birds' genders are hard to identify, were starting to eat, EM and ED came in. Oh, look, honey, there's a birdie. Then they started to walk over to me. Oh, hi there. I think there's some more birds in that tree over there. As I said, I pointed into the direction. Alright, is that your name? Stick your arm out so the bird can eat. Clearly ignoring me. Now, let me get something out there. That little girl was oblivious to her parents, and I would let her have the bird, if it would like that. What I mean is if you don't stay very still, the lorikeet gets scared and flies away. So it's either I win or both lose. Hey, look at this bird. Maybe you can find one. Trying to imply that no, she can't. Just take the bird. It's stood there 20 minutes for paid $5 to feed. The parents kinda took the hint, I think, looked at me rudely and walked up to the poor soul across from us who just got one. There's no satisfying, and then they got kicked out ending, but I mean, at least I'm being honest. Again, I'll edit figure out integer and edit things. Okay. That's a kind of really good story. When you have that pair, it's really complicated when parakeet looks on you and then feeds it, but they just can't figure it. They just can't figure out. The parakeet is trying to figure out, and then this entitled mom, entitled dad, had this girl put on that lower key and then feeds it. But it doesn't work because they're trying to scare them away. That's not how you're supposed to feed the parakeet. Not parakeet. I said lorikeet. It's parakeet sometimes, so lorikeet. But then again, there's no kicked out or something. There's no something like very angry or something. It's just a little bit. But we're getting started. It's just getting started. This happened a few years ago, and I'm still really mad. So earlier today, these kids were not only insulting me and friend, we'll call him Pablo, and one of the kids, our EK, entitled kid, decides to throw rocks at me and friend. He misses most of the time, and he just stand there, but he hit me twice. I was pissed. The whole day, this kid wasn't, so every time we saw him, I wanted to throw one rock back. I didn't, but then I guess what the kid ducking does it again. And now my friend is holding me back. I'm about to murder this child. But my friend pulls me away a few minutes past now. I have anger issues and I'm struggling to get control. And this entire time, the idea of teaching this kid a lesson goes through my brain while I while me and my family are playing a game on the phone, I sneak off and snap. I throw a handful of rocks. This kid, much bigger than what he threw at us, he falls and starts crying. I walked away, go up to my friend, and just say I did it. He yells at me and runs to the kid. Now, Pablo, my friend's I stated earlier, made this kid a promise to stop me from doing stuff to him. The kid got 3 bruises on his back. I felt good, but a little guilty as I'm writing this. I'm filled with more guilt. Anyway, try friend left, then continues running back. Yelling time about karma. The EP shows up in top pair. And somehow I get in trouble. I'm not even allowed to talk to the EP. It's also about that I heard her godson. I looked at her and say he threw things at us twice. The EK's friends are saying that he never threw anything at us. Well then, what happened to my elbow? And at this point, I looked at the kid and I apologized. I say it a very real way because I truly was sorry the kid is crying. Maybe I'm a bad person, but I think the kid got what he deserved. After the EB talks to my mom and to me, she walks away. To be honest, this isn't an entire parent story, but I know where to put this. I go inside, and Pablo walks in and talks to me, and I agree with everything I said. Hey kid, if you ever read this, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. And to the kid's parents, your son is an that'll teach him. This kid is just threw the rocks at them. Alright, that does it. I'm gonna throw rocks way bigger than his, and then I throw him, and then this kid got 3 bruises. And that's what he deserved. But this person saying to this kid, I'm sorry. I felt so bad that I threw you, but I didn't mean to do that. But to the parents who got this kid right here, isn't whole. Is being a jerk right now. And that's what he deserves. But at the same time, felt sorry. I know. I don't understand that. So, admittedly, I wish I thought to take a picture of chat logs before blocking this cretin. But what's done is done. I play a lot of Brawlhalla, and I'm pretty good at it. I can attribute that to playing a single character 90% of the time these days. So I'm a bit of a prideful warrior. However, there are 10% where I fuck around and play other characters. This story stems from that 10%. So it's another day of gatekeeping silver spamming scrubs from getting into gold ELO when I come across this particular player. He was playing a character known for having really good and spammable heavy attacks. I'm playing one of my off characters, and I happen to lose. Post game check goes as follows. EK is entitled kid. Fucking loser. Easy. Trash ass whore. Oh. Onja. Don't know how to make him to go with that skilled trash boy. Okay. Rematch. I gave him my room number. I decided to make an example out of him. I go whole hog. Needless to say, it's a completely one-sided contest. Post gauge at once more. 6 spamming. Whoa. Okay there, Candy. No need to get all 1800s on us. I'm so much better than you. You only won because you spam. Okay. Rematch. We rematch again. I decided to with him and go random. It's another dub for Keeper for gold. Games keep going back and forth like this. I get a win, he provides excuses as to why he lost, and we repeat. I keep piling up wins. It's just mind-numbing fun. After around the 7th straight loss for this kid, he goes silent. Post chat as follows. This is gonna be a good one. Cat got your fingers? Hello? Are you the one that hasn't been letting my son win? Are you the parent that allowed your kid to say the N word with an R? Nonsense. My son would never do something like that. Yeah, he did. I will not have you slandering my son over a stupid game. I'm not slandering your son. Yes, you are. You are putting words in my son's mouth. I can assure there's no slander here. When written, it's label. Don't get started with me. I think I will. That's it. Give me your credentials. What? You heard me. Give me your couch. No way, Chief. After this, I slide my report and leave. This is where the story would end. If I wasn't a fucking idiot. I get a friend request about 2 hours later and not remember the kid's name. I accept. I think you owe me something. What? Your account. Give me your account. Nope. My dad promised me your account. Now give me. Now or you're getting banned. Oh? Oh, Ja? I haven't heard from him since. My account is still in good standing. So I think it's safe to say I'm fine. Finn? Okay. Well, that's what this kid got what he deserves. He just keep losing, and then just keep talking ish about it and saying the nether word that you're not supposed to say it. And that's what you get. You got 7 wins. You got 7 losses, and then your mother shows up and your credentials giving you your account. And they say, "Oh, I want your account." You're not gonna get an account, and they're gonna keep them as supposed. They're not gonna be entitled. So, well, entitlement shows up, and that's what you get. So, sorry, loser. Just wanna put an L on your forehead, and that's all you can do. EA yells at me and my friend. That's EA is entitled aunt, I guess, but we'll see. My friend Peter, not his real name, and I had just gone to the mall, and I bought a new basketball. We wanted to test it out, so we went to my friend's house. He has a hoop. He wasn't there, but he lets us use his hoop whenever we want. There are these little girls that live on my friend's street. Some of them were riding their bikes. One of my girls came close to hitting Peter. Jokingly, Peter says, "You almost hit me. What's your insurance?" They kept riding away. So Peter, again jokingly, says, "That's a hit and run. I'm calling the cops." After that, the girls kept harassing us. They were just talking stupid shit. One of them threw a rotten apple at Peter. She fell on her ass right afterwards, so karma's a bitch. They were trying to get Peter to fight them. He, of course, declined, as these girls were 6th graders, and Peter's a freshman in high school. Peter ended up letting them know that he was just joking about everything, but they still kept harassing us. When we even saw them messing with the neighbor's dogs when the dogs were sitting on their neighbor's driveway, Peter let them know that they were harassing the dogs, but they ignored us. We keep playing basketball, and then my father texts me saying I have to come back home. As Peter and I are getting ready to leave, he comes storm out of her crack house. He starts yelling at us, telling us to stop harassing her niece and her niece's friends. We told him we were joking. She let us know that it's no joke. We told her that they threw an apple at Peter and were trying to get him to fight them. She, of course, dismissed this is a lie. She said, "You guys don't own this neighborhood. They can't ride the bikes they want." I said, "Lady, we weren't saying we own the neighborhood. I didn't say you were saying you own the neighborhood." "Okay, but you kind of were. Look, if I hear something about you guys again, I want your parents down here." "Okay, but again, we were just joking. It's no joke. These girls have situations where they're involved with the police." Irrelevant. "So I don't need you threatening them." She walks away. Pierre and I stumble home laughing. We're just laughing. Yeah, they're just laughing their ass off. They're just joking around and say, "Ooh, trying to harassing us." Yeah, that was just joke. They were just joking. It was not joke, okay? It wasn't not a joke. You see there? I put 2 knots on it, so It's a joke. They weren't no harassing them. They're just playing around. Yeah, they're just messing around, just with their niece, and yeah, all they gotta do is just this messing around. Come on now, there's no shameful for that. It's joke. Joke's supposed to make you laugh, not to be in a real life situation. Like their niece and their grandma and their aunt. Like, what the hell are you? What are you? Some kind of an animal dipsh? Because if it is, well, that's what you are. Alright, last one. This isn't my story, but my friend's stepbrothers. So everything you're about to read is come from his perspective, and because it happened so recently, he says he remembers every single detail. Sorry in advance if this ends up being a long post. That's okay. I want to read this. Introductions. MFS, my friend's stepbrother. EM, entitled mother. EK, horrid child. That's entitled kid. First, some background. MFS is a college student currently studying to be a middle school geometry teacher. To make extra money and gain experience teaching others, he decided to start tutoring children in need of help. He, along with my friend and I, posted flyers all around the neighborhood advertising his services. He didn't get a whole lot of people straight away, but after a while, the requests of his help came trickling in. After just a couple of months, he's made quite a reputation of himself as an excellent tutor. He gets jobs regularly, and he's doing good for himself. Good for you, man. And here comes the story. This is all starting in December of last year, right before Christmas. Schools were about to break for holiday, so my friend's stepbrother wasn't getting any new tutoring jobs at that time, which, of course, he was glad for. He just wanted to chill out, hang with family, and get cool presents without care. However, 3 days into his break, which just so happened to be the day before Christmas, he gets a phone call. And guess who's it from? If you guess our entitled mother of the story, congrats. You won yourself a transcript of the dialogue between MFS and EM. Hello? Hi, is this MFS, the geometry tutor? Yes, this is he. How may I help you? I would like to schedule a couple of tutoring sessions for my son. He's in 7th grade and has a midterm coming up. I'm afraid he might fail without help. No problem, ma'am. I'll be happy to help. May I ask when his midterm is? January 14th. Isn't that less than 3 weeks away? Sure is. So can you help? I guess sure, but I do think you waited a bit late to seek help for your child. I was told you were the best. You are the best. Yes? Yes? Good. Then it doesn't matter. It'll be perfectly fine. So about day's start, I want to start as soon as possible. Is tomorrow okay? At that moment, there's a short pause. My friend's stepbrother was actually in disbelief at what was being suggested. Ma'am, tomorrow's Christmas. Oh, don't worry. We don't celebrate Christmas. But I do. I'm on an extended break. I won't be doing anything school or work related until at least January 2nd. The 2nd? Are you kidding me? They give you less than 2 weeks to teach my poor boy. What's the harm of missing one holiday? It happens every year. Anyway, might I remind you I'm going to be paying you hourly to help my son get a good grade. The earlier you start, the more hours you get. It's a win-win. You don't need to remind me, ma'am. And as tempting as your offer sounds, I refuse to sacrifice the little free time I have to spend with my own family for your son. Either you wait until the 2nd or find another tutor willing to aid your son on such short notice. There's even longer pause than before. The EM was muttering something under her breath that my friend's stepbrother could understand. After about 20 seconds, she reluctantly relented and agreed on meeting on the 2nd. The rest of the call was just my friend's stepbrother giving his address, them agreeing on the time, and scheduling any forthcoming sessions. He hangs up and goes about his day, not knowing what he got himself into. If you read the title, you know that the first part of the story was a part of the entitlement, but The bizarre part was waiting for my friend's stepbrother on the first day he started to turn EK. The day of January 2nd slowly rolls around. The EM and EK were supposed to arrive at MFF's house at 4:30 p.m. They were late. They were 2 hours late. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. When MFS opens it, to his surprise, there's a little boy, just a boy, no one else. He assumes that maybe EM's kid, but asks, just to be sure. Yep, it's him. MFS introduces himself, but the kid doesn't seem to care, so he just gestures him inside into the living room. Both sit on the floor in front of the coffee table, and MFS starts with the lesson straight away. He remembers the time crunch of now less than 2 weeks to get this kid familiar with what he needs to know. It's all going well for the first half hour when MFS knows EK isn't paying attention to him anymore. He speaks up. Come on, EK. You have to pay attention if you want to understand the work I'm doing. Is that yours? EK's pointing over to my friend's Nintendo Switch that's sitting on the dock by the TV. She bought it with her own money, but she lets everyone in her family use it whenever they want, so she hardly calls it hers. But for the sake of the situation, it's definitely hers. No, that's my stepsister's. But you shouldn't be worrying about it. I want to play it. I told you it's not mine to let you play with. We're supposed to be working anyways. Stay here and pay attention, please. EK shuts up and goes back to working. This lasts another hour before EK brings up the Switch again. I want to play. Now shouting at MFS. I told you no. Yelling at me will not change my answer. Let me play or I'm telling my mom you hit me. I'll tell her you push and kick me down the stairs. This actually concerned MFS. His family recently had to deal with the affliction of having their relative go to prison for the false accusation. He was not about to take his chances and be number 2. He reluctantly let the child play with the Switch and decided just to wait until EM about her child's behavior. After the session was over, which was just an hour and a half of EK playing games instead of studying, the kid left to go home. As soon as he left, MVS called EM, but with no answer. He calls 3 more times, still no answer. He said just wait for her to call back. She does, but she's not happy. Hello? What's this? I hear about you letting my son play games when you're supposed to be teaching him. Is this what I paid you for? Ma'am, if you just let me explain. No, this is unacceptable. My son might fail his test because of you. I might as well fire you. Alright, fire me then. Fire you? Who said anything about firing you? You just said, look, I'm giving one last chance. You need to teach my son properly and stop wasting precious time and money, or I will go around the neighborhood and tell everyone how much of a piece of tutor you are. Understand? Evan just wanted to end the conversation at that point, so she just politely agreed and hung up. But as polite as he was not about to let this go. He was just threatened by both EK and EM. After just one session, he's not going to let them ruin him. First, he decided to take care of EK. You guys remember that episode of iCarly when that one kid, Carly, was kept on physically attacking Spencer? So Spencer would record everything to get Carly to believe him. Yeah, he did basically that. He takes his phone and places it next to Switch to make it less noticeable. Now he waits. Again, the kid is 2 hours late, but he comes nonetheless. When he hears the knock, that's MFS cue to start recording, and then go open the door. Then he smirking as he was walking in the door and takes a seat on the floor. As soon as MFS walks into the living room, he starts demanding, let me play the game now. That's not going to happen. I have strict instructions from your mother to 2 of you, and 2 of you only. No games today. I don't care. I want to play. Let me play or I'm telling my mom. Tell your mom what? You know what? Yeah, it's not happening. Now stop talking and let's start. No, I want to play the game. I want to. And Fez doesn't budge. Through this kid is screaming, crying, and flailing. Just sitting there, not giving 2 fucks. After a while, the kid realizes nothing's happening. So he starts doing what MFS actually feared he would do. This kid starts hitting himself. Not just hitting, He's slapping, punching, and throwing himself all over the place, trying so hard to get as many noticeable bruises as possible. Let me play your game, and I'll tell my mom this was an accident. Kid, you can tell your mom whatever you want. Yeah, he's cursed. The kid started crying and ran out of the house. It has been only half hour into their session. Now who's wasting precious time and money? Not even an hour after EK left, and here comes the M calling. Emphas picks it up after 2 rings and says hello. The M sounded taken aback, as if she didn't expect him to answer so quickly. You monster! Pedophile! How dare you hurt my child after I gave you so much trust? My poor boy is bruised black and blue. You fucking Oriental. He's Asian, by the way. I'll make sure you're arrested for this. I'll make sure you're deported, you fucking pig bitch. Are you done? Excuse me? I just sent you a video to you messages that I think you should watch. What? You mean you record yourself beating him? You sick Watch the damn video. There's a pause in between, which MFS assumes is her watching the video. After about 5 minutes, she comes back and forth. What do you want? MFS is surprised when the son 180. He didn't mean for this video to be any type of blackmail. Just wanted to clear his name, but since he had the chance, he might as well ask for a few simple things. I want compensation for the time I wasted on your son, an apology for your rude behavior and racist insults, and I would like to be updated on how your son does on his geometry midterm. It's customary that I'm informed about whether or not a child has improved thanks to my tutoring session. After that, never contact me again. EM apologized profusely over the phone and got EK to apologize as well. Next day, MFS PayPal'd $450, nearly twice the amount he would have been paid for all their upcoming sessions combined. As for the update on EK's midterm score, he's got a pitiful 23 out of 100. The lowest grade in his grade level. Ooh, that sucks for the kid. But still, but it was worth it. Okay. Alright, let me back up this way. Let me get this straight. So, okay, let's get back to the story. My friend's stepbrother, her friend's stepbrother, he has a job as a tutor, a middle school geometry teacher. He's helping these kids, he's helping these kids, doing the homework and a lot of stuff. And he paid, a few bucks. That's pretty good. And then this is where it gets crazy. So when they started calling this person, the EM called him about setting up a schedule for the tutoring her son. Again, her son to teach a few lessons about geometry. Want to set up on January 14th. That's the midterm coming up. So he's got the midterm coming up. Is on January 14th. Well, I'd like to help that. Just politely helping out. And then that might be time to say, is there anything tomorrow? Well, can't be tomorrow. Maybe January 2nd might be the best time to put on the schedule. So yeah. And he has less than a few weeks before his midterm grades. So gotta take some time. And then on January 2nd, this is getting crazy. So DK went out there a little bit too late because this kid showed up into the house and started teaching. Half an hour, he did well. And then all of a sudden, this kid right here wants to play the Switch. Well, you knew that. This is where it gets started. Okay? So the game, the video game, the Nintendo Switch, they no, this kid wanted to play this game, but her stepbrother, that it was his stepsister. That game's for stepsister, so that's a little backup for the Nintendo Switch. So all of a sudden he just shouts himself out and saying, "I want to play the game," and then he refuses saying no, but he did anyway. And then when he got the call, his mother is very, very angry because he was supposed to. His job was supposed to teach him a lesson, not playing the video games. And then she just calls us out. All right, and then back to where it was in the session. Start recording it because that's the second thing I want to do, and I want to start playing video games. Well, he's not. This kid wasn't supposed to play video games. He wants to teach and learn. Well, all of a sudden, yeah, and it's all of it. So he keeps playing video games like all of a sudden. Well, he started recording it and sent it to his mother. And then his mother calling himself out like a lot, but oh my god, gets so much into it. Well, and then her stepbrother watches the video of him playing the video games, and then this is the kid that he beats himself. Like he just for video games, he's gotta start punching himself, slapping, throwing himself. I mean, that's his behavior. This is her son's behavior. Like he wanted to play video games and started noticing it. I mean, he would never do that. He just recorded it. He just recorded it all the time. Well, he wanted to apologize for this. For everything that was going on about the kid. He wanted to spend a little time with Evans wanted to spend this time and he needs a compensation. Wanted to spend time with this time and an apology for this insult and behavior that trying to make here. And then after that, he did a little prove himself a little better. And then all of a sudden she paid him $450. That's twice the amount. Holy crap. And then his midterm grade, it's 23. He got 23 out of 100. That was a total F. Well, if you didn't want to learn, this kid doesn't want to learn and just trying to have some playing video games. You can't play video games. You're studying for midterm grade. Midterm grade is very important for you. If you're just playing games and you hadn't studied like a lot most of the time, you're gonna get F. And this is what he deserves. This kid got what he deserves. Failing grade, well, you're not gonna pass a 7th grade or 8th grade, and you're gonna be repeating, or you'll be going to summer school. Your choice. Alright, that's about it. That is called Entitled Parents. Got a lot of stories to tell here, but it's probably the best.